Motion capture is a tool, it's a technique. And what we've tried to do is to really use both motion capture and traditional animation, but to build a system by which, Stephen or I, who are much more adept at live action filmmaking, I mean, we can't use computers, either of us. I mean, I can't even hardly send emails. But we wanted to be able to walk into this world of this sort of virtual world that we created with Tintins, with the characters from Tintin, with the locations that have been built in the computer, the sets, and be able to pick up a camera, literally pick up a camera, it's a virtual camera, but shoot a movie, shoot a live action movie inside this strange hybrid photoreal world. And it wasn't the photoreal world that was important, it was the way in which we could shoot a movie inside that world that we think the result's pretty interesting, actually. With Tintin, the process is even more stimulating because it begins with a very crude pre-visualization, which is like a very simple piece of animation, and then you slowly are layering it and layering it. And so even though Tintin's taken Stephen and I 5 or 6 years from the very beginning of the process to get to the point where we are now, it's been 5 or 6 absolutely dynamic years, because literally every week we're seeing new things. We're seeing new versions of shots, even though we've seen them before. They're starting to come to life in a way you go, oh my God, it's like it's exciting. It's really exciting.
Actors just need each other to act together. All that stuff is forgotten. So even though our actors are wearing motion capture suits, performance capture suits, they're wearing headgear, a little camera and dots on their faces, after laughing at each other for about 10 minutes and getting that out of their systems, it's just, they're performing characters. And I think that is the secret of great acting. You have to bring your imagination to the party. You've got to have a great imagination. You've got to bring it to the day when you're working. And your imagination and your skills as a professional actor is what sees you through, not what you're wearing or where you are.
So our company has really put a huge amount of R&D into the eyes. And I agree with you. I mean, with Tintin, just like in the other film, our actors, we had to create a cast, and they had to be as expressive in the eyes as a live-action film.
What makes it delightful for, I think, the two of us is, in the middle of all that forward motion, we take time for the characters to have a relationship with each other. We take time for Captain Haddock to moan about, what brought him to drink and close to ruination. And we even go back in the first movie to Captain Haddock's ancestors. So we get to know a lot about why Captain Haddock is the man he is today. So we're very concerned about keeping the narrative moving, because Hergé was concerned about that too. But also in honoring Hergé, it was very important for this film to take little rest stops to get to know the different people involved. Tintin, I think, at least speaking for myself, he's an intrepid, tenacious reporter who often becomes more a part of the story than just a reporter reporting the news. And in a sense, what I identify with Tintin is he does not take no for an answer, and that's been the story of my life.
It's a dogged determination. You never ever give up. Once you start something, once you're on the trail of something, you don't stop. And that's actually what you have to go through when you're making a movie too. Once the train's rolling, you have to stick with it.
We're both on the same page. Two huge Tintin fanboys trying to bring this movie to you in a way that you will like.
It is solving a problem. It's the problem is how do you adapt these books that both Stephen and I have loved for a long time and do them justice. And it's a problem. I mean that's a problem, because there's obviously a million ways that you could not do that. And so the problem is, how do you do it? And that's what we've sort of worked on. It's been fantastic.